all the same machine, right? The Pentagon, multinational corporations, the police. Like, you do one little job. You build a widget in Saskatoon, and the next thing you know, it's 2 miles under the desert, the essential component of a death machine.
Well, that used to be the thinking around here, but now clearly we know that the left and the right hand are both working together. Both plotting, both working towards your mental destruction.
Clearly, just like how Oprah Googles herself that she's the best person ever, and we all know who Google's owned by. Oh, why am I so surprised? That was from the Tory News. Clearly incredible. And then, more so-called news from North Korea.
Like I predicted a long time ago, you're not going to see anything happen in North Korea. It was supposed to be a boogeyman or whatever. Like I said, you wouldn't see any paperwork moving through Congress or anything. These people like Mitch McConnell, all the above, they don't care. Like I said, the boogeyman cover's blown. They can join the EU. After that meeting, he can have a meeting with anyone. Why not join the EU? Why not make a deal where you can get all that money and keep your nukes and everything? I know, right?
Everyone's gonna act like a political wizard when they go on TV later and you start hearing that talking point from the Tory News or Rush Limbaugh, the enlightened one. Oh, please, Grace. And then we have, Lindsay telling us that Trump not to give him anything. Lindsay Gramnesty. Oh no. Lindsay, what are you doing? And then Hillary Clinton. The Tory News. Tory News, everyone's wondering about Hillary Clinton. Will she run in 2020? What do you mean? Who took the DNC? Why do I gotta keep bringing up these points?
So incredible. Mind-blowing, right? Unbelievable. I can't believe the ignorance of all these people acting like Hillary Clinton. What do you think she's doing? Clearly incredible. That's why I don't understand all this intellectual dishonesty here.
Robert Mueller news. GOP needs to protect Mueller. Just another red herring garbage thing that should have ended a long time ago. And funny how I just brought up The Prince by Machiavelli yesterday, and then, an article from The Shill comes talking about how Comey was referred to as Machiavellian.
Truly incredible. More zeitgeist, more tuned in frequencies. Imagine if you were like our forefathers who could tune into the spirit of the Lord. Like when you're tuned into the zeitgeist, you can do these things by predicting the human mind and everything. But imagine like our forefathers tuned into the spirit of the Lord, accomplishing great things that no other humans in our modern day could even possibly accomplish. And then you heard this guy go harass all those Democrats out there. Are you kidding? He says they're public servants. They deserve. Why don't Democrats get harassed? That's an interesting question.
And then more from the fake reality about the shooting. Even though nobody's gonna bring up how the girl had a gun to defend herself at her house, and the killer just waited to the victim disarmament zone when she went to work, and then everybody, all the other collateral damage gets suffered. It's not like we don't have a Second Amendment with constitutional rights and all those people could have lived, but let's just ignore that argument because that reality is just
too much for them. Out of your mind. Clearly incredible. More from The Shill. The Whigs now, I told you, now we're gonna make revolutionary references. Now we're gonna make founding of our nation references. Now we're gonna try to get all historical, right? Get the hell out of here. These people wouldn't know history if it came up and punched them in the face. Just like more evidence how they wouldn't know about history if it punched them in the face. What else does Mark Levin talk about? All the other constitutionalists, like the appointment clause and everything.
Clearly, there's no evidence to support claims. Noticed how they all like to use claim this and claim that, even though there's just so much evidence of hard fact. Because that would mean they were wrong if they had to admit it. That's why they just put claim everywhere. Kid claims he was assaulted. Man claims he knew nothing. Whatever.
Yes. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Media Hunter. I have scoured the depths. I have brought you footage. Prepare your mental mind, because what I am about to show you is the truest of the true. It is the big true. Unbelievable knowledge that has been placed upon this earth that was just glossed over at one point in time. Why isn't this more mainstream? I'll tell you why. Because they don't want you to know. Like I said, everyone wants to act like they're politically enlightened. Nobody's... Get out of here, unless they're researching and everything. There's only so few who you can trust.
Notice how John Kerry is here in Antarctica. notice how he doesn't really have any cold weather gear on. Oh, not such a harsh, blizzardous wasteland like Hollywood wants to portray in your mind. Notice how some areas are actually like this, and it just must be so nice outside to enjoy such a refreshing air. Look at him enjoying that breeze, acting all fancy. Where was he on election day? Oh, I wonder. We'll find out real quick, won't we? Oh, and look at this, John Kerry. Oh, imagine all the other backdoor deals and everything he was doing that we have no idea about. Oh, everyone. I mean, we kind of have an idea if you go read Secret Empire.
Traitor! Unbelievable. Should be hung and everything, grilled in front of Congress, exposed all the knowledge and everything that he knows about Antarctica. All this. Imagine all the wealth and everything that he's trading away. Are you kidding me? Why else would he be going? They thought Hillary was going to win.
Well, they thought Hillary was going to lose. But they need to make a deal with whichever civilization is in that ancient Tien Kung down there. You still don't think there's a Tien Kung?
You're out of your mind. You better believe there's a Tien Kung up there. Unbelievable. Look at this. More.
Oh, look, that's how you know John Kerry was in. Must have been a pretty nice location for him to lose all of his cold weather gear, because where he landed, it must have been pretty cold there.
And they always want to talk about those thermal vents. Antarctica without any ice on it in its ancient form. All the ancient maps that show Antarctica with no ice on it or anything. Why do people just assume when the ice melts on Antarctica that all the water is going to go in the ocean and all the ocean? What if there is that big Tien Kung? What if the water just flows in there? Has anyone ever thought about that? Why is it that anytime we look deep into these conspiracies, why is it we always find the same players like the Vatican? Doesn't matter what you go in, it's always the ancient evils. It always stems so far back of suppressing the human mind. What don't they want us to know about Antarctica? Is it really that big of a deal? I never understand. Truly incredible, truly maddening. Can you imagine? I mean, unbelievable. I just can't contemplate why it's such a big deal to keep everything a secret, you know? Like, it's not like we don't know about anything. All the explorations and stuff like that. It's not like they don't just put these kind of news reports in your face.
From Antarctica, former NASA astronaut Buzz Aldrin, the second man to walk on the moon, is being evacuated to New Zealand after falling ill. The 86-year-old tweeting these photos showing him preparing to fly to the South Pole as a tourist. Aldrin has already been flown to a U.S. base on the Antarctic coast. From there, he'll be flown to a hospital in New Zealand. So far, no word on what Aldrin is suffering.
I wonder what he could be suffering from. Notice how Buzz Aldrin, alien masterman himself, involved in all these conspiracies as well with the Vatican and everything. Notice Moon, Mars, world beyond.
Oh, remember the Space Council. Remember how the National Space Council, we don't know anything. Space King Pence. No one knows. Oh.
And how convenient that we have Buzz Aldrin, who may be the number 2 of the National Space Council. Notice how he's in Antarctica. Notice how he knows about all the breakaway civilizations and stuff like that. Notice why he's at the epicenter and the apex of all this garbage, too. Why are we being suppressed? Why are we kept down? Why don't they just release the technologies? Why don't they just release the images? Look at this. Even Trump, look, there's a lot of room out there, right?
Oh, to infinity and beyond to Buzz Aldrin. Oh, just like this article on the Drudge Report.
People want to say, like, oh, the Antarctica thing isn't real, blah, blah, blah. Whatever, here you go, real proof. This was on the Drudge Report. Lost Antarctic civilization. First of all, you can't even begin to contemplate my mind when I saw. Unbelievable. Everything that you've ever been told is a lie. Just the fact that this article is here and it exists. Just the fact that it was put in front of your face and no one else wanted to talk about it, except for those who wanted you to know. Because they don't want to keep you held down. They want to keep you uplifted. They want to elevate you. They want you to ascend to God. Remember, God made us in his own image. We're not supposed to be slaves, kept down, fed off of. That's what animals are for. Truly incredible. See, I went and Googled it. You can see it right here. Ancient pyramids in an icy landscape. Was there an ancient civilization in Antarctica? And notice how you'll see from the Daily Mail. Everybody knows about the Daily Mail. It's not like it's some conspiracy kook site. Not one of those right-wing fringe mentally destruction. Look at that Daily Mail. Right? Antarctica Dome building could have been built by ancient civilization. Unbelievable. From the sun. The lost city of Antarctica. Unbelievable. That was also in the past slide. When you go look, you can see this article still from the Sun. It is still up. Shock claims massive ancient civilization lies frozen beneath mile of Antarctic ice. Look at this. Wild claims. There's that word again. Wild claims that the Germans went to explore Antarctica. Hello, that's 100% fact. You see how they want to lie to you and make it seem like it's not real or anything. They want to use that Hollywood imagination, ruin your mind because no one ever taught you about Antarctica or the history or Admiral Byrd or anything except for me. Notice how you feel so enlightened and how they feel so claimed about Antarctica. Give me a break with that trash. This is what I'm talking about. Look at this. Truly incredible that this is an artist's impression of a doorway to Atlantis, which is claimed to be the lost city underneath Antarctica. Truly, and why are we hearing more about this? Why don't we know about? Clearly, there are massive, archaeologists there, archaeological hunts going on, like they were saying, they just use these steam-powered. I wouldn't even call it a weapon, it's a tool, it's a steam-powered tool. They use it to melt ice. They get all the ancient creatures, like you see them loading there. They expose the ancient ruins and everything. It's not really as complicated as one would think. There's not really alien technology involved or anything. It's just heat, melting ice, moving slush out of the way, making everything, exposing the truth. Unbelievable. Why must we be kept down? Why must we be fed off of? Is this really such a big deal? Especially if we're paying for it. Can really people not accept? There are tons of lost civilizations out there on our planet still that are completely uncontacted, really. And then imagine the ones that you don't know about, like in the middle of the Amazon, that are still just totally a lost civilization. Why? Just because it's in Antarctica, it can't be possible? No Tien Kungs in Antarctica, you don't think that it's not possible? Why not? Everything else is true. Everything else is facts. Why? Because Hollywood doesn't say so? Because your imagination is running wild? Like I said, ditch the 100% facts. You can see it. We're just being suppressed. We're being kept down. Don't you want to know about the ancient Antarctic civilizations? Don't you want to see what Antarctica really looks like on Google Earth? If we're really paying for it, don't we want to know about those expeditions down there, the artifacts, everything that they're gathering? Why is it that only they get to know? Truly incredible. We should all rise up together and get these answers because they're truly incredible. Quick thought.